Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program hardcore mode. In this series I'm basically playing a stock game, but I am playing it on hard mode, which amongst other things does mean I do not get any quick saves, and I don't get any reverts. I have to live with whatever happens to me. And I also did myself the further disservice of turning down the rate of science return to 30% of what it normally is. And what you're seeing here, well, this craft is actually called, what is it called? The Comet Hunter. Comet Hunter 2. Comet Hunter 1, which did go get a comet, did have some experiences. And Comet Hunter 2, I quickly ended up launching straight after it. And rescued those Kerbals, brought them back. That was a couple of streams ago. And then I decided I was going to use Comet Hunter 2 to complete what is in all likelihood going to be the final contract of this series. This is going to be the final mission, which is to extract ore from Ike and deliver it to Duna. Now, this thing can't extract ore, it can't even land, really. So, what I spent last stream doing was I built an ore harvester and something that was capable of harvesting the required amount of ore and getting it into orbit of Duna. And then I also, technically, I could probably get away with not sending any Kerbals, but what fun is that? I also am going to send a bunch of Kerbals. We're going to collect a lot of science, so I also built a crewed lander, and that thing is going to fly out there as well, and all these vessels are going to go out independently of each other is really going to be the plan. And then I'm just going to reuse this vessel to fly my crew out there. So the crew's just going to get aboard this thing, and it's going to fly out independently. We'll rendezvous them all together in orbit about Ike. Go down to the surface, harvest our ore, put the ore in orbit of Duna, get our Kerbals back, come back. Well, I mean, what could go wrong? But that's going to be the plan. Now, this thing's not quite ready. Number one is I want to put on a relay antenna. It doesn't have a relay antenna so that it can communicate with the ore harvester and communicate with the lander. So I want to switch out the antenna. That's going to involve getting some Kerbals up here. There's also no Kerbals aboard as well. We're going to have to bring up our crew. We're also going to have to science this up. I neglected to science this up for the Comet mission. It has no science equipment on it at all, so I want to science it up. And also, more than half the fuel has been used up in its rescue mission, so I want to fill it up. And at the conclusion of the last stream, I ended up working out how much fuel it needs. 1,460 units of liquid fuel. So I think the first thing is going to be to build something that can bring up the science, fill this thing up, and then we'll bring up our Kerbals, and then we'll start our way off to Duna. And the reason why I mentioned that this is probably going to be my last mission for this stream series is because at the end of June, which is only 4 streams, I'm doing today, Thursday, and then Tuesday, Thursday next week, and that's going to be it. I'm going to be off for the summer. I'm still going to be doing from a more remote location all of the walkthrough and tutorial series, but I'm not going to be streaming. So I'm hoping to kind of finish this off and then start with something new when we get back. So I'm being asked, I know this is not a tips video, but what tips can you give for deciding what engines to use for what part of the trips? Once you're in space, I would say don't worry so much about thrust to weight ratio, and what are the lightest engines that you can get away with. So look for high ISP engines, but also fairly light engines, and experiment with different things. That's the only thing I can really suggest in 30 words or less, as it were. Anyway, last week I didn't stream. I let people know I was off on vacation. I went on a lovely vacation. I was in Vancouver and Victoria, meeting with friends, meeting with family. Got back just on the previous weekend. Had a lovely time, but now I am back and ready to go. And for people that might be thinking, oh, you went over to Vancouver to take care of some, take advantage of some of the World Cup festivities. No, I didn't. I wasn't even thinking along those lines. In fact, the way it kind of worked out is when I was in Vancouver, the first World Cup game in Toronto was going on, And when we got back to where I live here, which is very close to Toronto, that's when the first game in Vancouver was going on. Yeah, I didn't plan, as far as like doing World Cup stuff, I certainly did not plan this out at all. Anyway, what we're gonna need to do, like I said, is build that lander. Before, will I do a career mode tutorial? That is exactly 100% that I'm doing right now. Not in this stream, but 2 videos every Wednesday, every Saturday are career mode I can't even say them. Tutorials. Okay, so if you're looking for career mode tutorials, they're happening. I'm on episode, I've lost track, honestly. 7, 8, something like that. Anyway. Before I get started, though, with going any further, I always like to take a moment to thank my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who directly support the channel. In particular, what I like to do is give a shout out to all the people that have joined since the last time I streamed. And the list is a little bit of a long one. First of all, I did take off an extra week, but second of all, I don't know, there was one day where all of a sudden I got most of these all in one day. I don't know if somebody just sort of shared my channel in a forum or somewhere or posted it, but whoever did that, thank you. So the list is going to be long. Here's half of them, and here is the other half. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to apologize in advance for what I will do to some people's names. Sorry about that, but I do my best. So welcome aboard Ninjality702, Glenn Sawyer, France Temp, Chris Siders, Hammerflame, Huck Newt, Polliner42, R. Hager 842, Exis, that's what I'm going to go for with that one. We have Husky89HU, Edric, John, Jonathan Rose, DeWald Volsteck, I'm sorry, I'm going to say that again. Volschenk, Bean McNee, John, Bora Uanik, and Bruick Schaaf. I'm hoping I got most of those right. Welcome aboard to my most recent YouTube members and Patreon patrons, and of course, and thank you very much for your support. And of course, thank you for the ongoing support from all of the people that support this channel directly, either through Patreon or through YouTube. And here I am once again pushing all the wrong buttons. I can do this. I swear I can do this. There we go. We are back. Okay, let's get down to mission control. Actually, before I go any further, I have no idea where my what my launch window situation is for Duna. So why don't we see if the maneuver tool is going to help us out here. So I so rarely use this thing, but I might as well. It is this guy. Thank you very much. So we want to, let's get rid of part of Kerbal Engineer because I'm sure it's going to be in the way. We are, and if this doesn't work, it doesn't always work. It sometimes gives you funny encounters, but we're going to select Duna and we're going to create an encounter with Duna. We're seeing this coming up in, it's a 1072 meter per second burn. That feels about right. It's coming up in 1 year and 420 days, which also seems reasonable. A little over a year before Duna's in the right place. The phase angle, which is if you connect Kerbal to the sun and connect Duna to the sun, the phase angle is the angle that's measured in a counterclockwise direction from that line to that line. Right now you can see that angle is well over 180 degrees. What it needs to be is 42 degrees. So we got to come all the way around. Remember, Duna's moving too. Maybe that'll take about a year. Almost 2 years, doesn't it? Feel, well, if I don't know. Anyway, it seems reasonable. Let's focus our view on Duna. Click on the orbit here, focus the view. What kind of encounter is it giving us? It's not bad. We can tweak all that. All right, I'm going to go with it. So we're looking at, let's create an alarm. Can I do that? Create the maneuver. Oh, I did do that. Position current orbit. That's always just the only option there. I guess I have to create the... Oh, no, I can do it this way, of course. Create alarm for that maneuver. Maneuver. Duna ejection. And give me like a good 6 days warning, because we'll be tweaking this, I'm sure. All right, we'll add that alarm, so that'll kind of help me out, know when things are coming up. Okay, otherwise, I'm just going to take a look at the chat here. To check your engines before the next maneuver. My engines are fine. You might be seeing, Oliver. There we are. A little bit of redness on the engine. That's because I put some red lights back here, because I thought that looked kind of badass. So you might be noticing some engine redness when we look at it from this side. It makes it look like there might be some sort of a failure. There are no failures. I don't have any kind of mods that induce failures or anything. So everything should be fine in terms of that. Okay, what else we got? How do you get, like, the clouds? Where do you get them all? These clouds are from BlackRock's volumetric clouds. The links are all in the description down below for all of the mods that are installed. This is the latest version, version 5, which you do have to become a patron of BlackRock in order to get, but you can also get them version 3 for free. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. So... I need to build some sort of science package / fuel delivery vehicle for that thing. So why don't we get started with that? So 1,400 units of liquid fuel is kind of what I'm looking at. One of these is 400. Okay, so it shouldn't be so bad. Okay, let's start with the Octo 2 probe core. And I'm gonna slap a... You know what? Why not go for the good one? Let's start with this guy. And on that, I'm gonna slap on a docking port and the science. That's gonna be kind of the idea. So I'm thinking I'll just make kind of a... I can find my docking port. Clamptron. There we go. Just sort of a science package that's just going to dock with the vehicle and then just kind of stick to it. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking about? No. What I'm gonna do... Yeah, let's do that again. Sorry, this will undock. I don't want the extra probe body. So the probe body will be part of the fuel module business. And then I'm just going to... Science. Like, just... whatever science I happen to have available. So we got that. We've got... I also got to put an antenna on here. But one thing at a time. We got a mystery goo. I don't know if this is going to be the final layout. We got a barometer. We've got a thermometer. The seismic is... all I'm thinking about is stuff to do from orbit. So that's not relevant. There is a seismic accelerometer on the lander. Got the scanning arm. What else? Ooh! Okay, that's the ore scanner. We might want to think about that. Okay, one thing at a time. The magnetometer. We'll get there. Scanning arm. I think I'm probably coming to the end of it. I don't want to get into any of the wacky stuff. Just standard stuff, if you know what I mean. So that's going to be kind of the science package. So what I'm just thinking of, just keeping it simple, is this thing will go up. This will dock to the docking port that's on the ship. I don't think this will weigh too much to throw anything off on a ship that's fairly large. And then below that will be the fuel, and we'll do all the fuel business. I think I'm not going to do anything more than what you're seeing here. If I want to get some Kerbals to kind of rearrange things a little bit once I'm up there, I can. Okay, 1,460 units of liquid fuel needs to go on this. How many units of torque and electricity do I got from just that? Probably not a lot. 10 units. Let's throw on Not going to hurt anything to throw on one of these. We'll throw on some batteries in a second. And a liquid fuel can. So again, 1460. Kerbal Engineer is counting this up for me, so that's kind of nice. What if I went with some of these and just went with the old symmetry thingy? There's 8 of those. That's 1,000. That is... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong numbers. Liquid fuel. That's 1,000 again? Am I exactly at 1,000? I am. That's 1,300. Yeah, I was looking at the... Put that back. Back to 8. $1,200. And then another Mark 1 underneath. That's kind of more than I need, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. What's it like on 6-way symmetry? That's 1,700. Again, I'm shooting for 1,400. 4-way symmetry? Oh my, or 1,460, so that's a little bit too little. What if I went to 5-way symmetry? Do people know the 5-way symmetry trick? So there, if you go through in stock, there's 4-way symmetry, there's 6-way symmetry, but you can turn 6-way symmetry into 5-way symmetry by taking advantage of the old remove from symmetry business. Take that away. I think I need to go to 1-way symmetry to do this right, but then I grab... No, I screwed up. Let's try that again. 6-way symmetry. I can do this. Maybe. I haven't done this trick in so long. Remove 1 from symmetry. I know you throw that away. Oh, wait. Wait. No. And then just grab it again. Yep, that's it. I think I got 5. What? No, I'm back to 6. How does this work? Oh, I know. Take this away. I can do this. That's something like a cubic octagonal strut. 6-way symmetry. Here we go. Remove 1 of them from symmetry. Why did I go to the move tool? I don't know. Remove 1 from symmetry. There we go. Take that away. Go to 1-way symmetry. Grab... Shoot, I've still got this. Try. Grab this. Go on to one of these. Okay. There we go. Just get onto one of those cubic octagonal struts. Now I can take the cubic octagonal struts away. And that's perfect 5-way symmetry. 5-way symmetry trick. There's also, you can do the same thing from going from 8-way symmetry to 7-way symmetry. It took me a bit to figure that out. Anyway, did that give me, that got me 1,550 meters or units of liquid fuel. I kind of like that, so I'm gonna stick with what I got. Oh my gosh. That's when you do things on the fly. You're like, how this works again? I don't remember. Where's my little nose cones? Where are my little nose cones? Why can't I find my little nose cones? There they are. Now that this is 5-way symmetry, it's perma 5-way symmetry. You can do things like tuck this stuff in. Right. Okay, so that's my little fuel package. You don't even need the strut. You can click on the desired piece while using the offset tool. That works too. Okay. I'll remember that. Or probably I won't remember that, but that's okay. I have 1,000 units of electric charge. That is fine. Now I want to turn off all these cans because I don't want it figured into my delta V calculations. Okay, so all those are off. That one's not off. Turn on, get rid of the contracts. I need to look at that. Okay. Bum. Next, I'm going to put some sort of something under here. Not sure what that something's going to be. Let's take a look just at the sizes and 1.25 meter. I'm thinking I'll probably scale this up. Maybe just to the 1.875 meter parts. I'm building something that's 1,000-ish meters per second. What happens if I stick something like a cheetah under this? Okay, 1,340/54. That's actually, if anything, a little bit too much. I'm just thinking of a sustainer stage and then something that can carry this thing to orbit. That's a little too little. A little too little. There we go. 103.84 thrust to weight ratio. I think that'll make a good sustainer stage. I'm going to play with making a checkerboard. People don't mind. So 3 of these. 1. And then rotate. I'm a sucker for doing this. Checkerboard. There. Checkerboard. See? Isn't that nice? Alright, so that's the sustainer stage. Now I need to get this thing, a booster underneath it. That shouldn't be too hard. I might step this up to a 2.5 meter size at this point. So I'm thinking just this decoupler. Yeah, that's fine. And then going bigger in diameter. That's too big. I don't know the names of these adapters. They always throw me like that. What if I throw the jumbo one? I think I'm already too big. And the skipper. Okay, I don't have enough thrust on the bottom. That's a lot of delta V. Mainsail. That'll be enough thrust. That's enough delta V. That should do it. You don't even need the strut. You can... I'm not sure what you're saying there. Struts? You can just click on the desired... Oh, yeah, I already read that. Oh, my gosh. I am challenged. I realized just now that I do need to have some RCS on this, so this thing is going to need to dock. So let's throw a couple of RCS cans. I thought that was a new comment, and it was not. I think honestly just a few of these will be fine. Tuck them in. Like so. Okay. Let's open up our RCS Build Aid. It gives us both a wet mass and a dry center of mass. And this thing's pretty heavy, is it not? 15 tons, yeah, it's pretty heavy payload. So I'm gonna go with the bigger thruster blocks, which are these ones. And we'll put, oh boy, it's gonna go to 5-way symmetry if I go up there. That's the problem with the cute symmetry. Suddenly you get things you don't want that kind of symmetry on it. I just go with 3 of these. Wait, there's 4 of those. 4 of these. Works for me. Okay, what kind of torque do we got looking at here? I don't know if I want to move these too much. We got a little bit of torque, not too much. Oops. Oh my gosh, that's 3 left. I'm looking at the torque numbers being provided from RCS Build Aid. That's perfectly fine. I'm fine with that. Okay, there. There. And what am I building? I am building a fuel delivery vehicle is what I am building. To deliver fuel up to my station. I think I'm a little bit I think I want to just add a little bit more onto this stage. Or not my station, to my little vehicle in orbit. It needs fuel. My interplanetary traveler, so we can head off towards Dres. That should be good. That should be good. We got to put some sort of a aerodynamicness on top of this. I'll get to that in a second. I think just a small tail fin should be fine. Alright, and up at the top, I think I'm going to go with the classic upside down fairing to kind of close this in. So we've got a 1 point... No, not you. I think just like that, it should be fine. I'm just going to try and kind of close this all in a little bit. And hopefully this can kind of close here. Oh, yeah, that works. 3 sides, jack up the force, clamshell deploy, put a nose cone on the top. Just the standard nose cone on the top. Bob's your uncle. Do I want to slide? I'm not even going to slide a Sepratron in there. I don't care enough. Do that. Make it shiny. Alright, how's the staging looking here? That's for that, that's for that. That needs to go there. I should put this decoupler into the staging. Enable the staging, and that staging needs to go into here. Is it the right one? Nope, I got those backwards. That, and then that goes there. Alright. How many Kerbals have died? So no rules. I ain't got no rules. There's no rules. This is a stock game. That's it. On hard mode. That's the rules. And Kerbals have died 1. And I was being very foolish. And that 1 was Jebediah. And it was a long time ago. Alright. I'm thinking I'm a little worried about wobbliness, so I might just give her a test. We do need to turn down our launch thrust to weight ratio. Oh, I also need to have a relay antenna on this thing. I just remembered that. Shoot. And the relay antenna, I wrote it down. I worked it out between the streams. The RA-15 would make a good relay antenna from Duna. So, clicking on the antennas. That is you. So I need to get you up here. Okay, now I gotta think about this. Take that off. I can put it anywhere. How heavy is it? 300 kilograms. It ain't light. Where am I going to put you? I mean, I guess maybe the best plan, and then just try and put the fairing around the whole thing. This might be the best plan. It might get a little sketchy, but let's turn on the interstage nodes on this fairing to give me a little distance. Interstage nodes. Okay, we'll put this. That looks good. I think I need a bigger fairing. Let's try something bigger. bigger. Let's try you. Interstage notes. Upside down. Build fairing. This is a very awkward looking fairing. Can you give me a close? I saw it for a second. I saw the close. I swear. Close the fairing. Okay, we're going to 4 sides. Lots of force. Clamshell deploy. I think I am going to stick a Sepratron to help push this thing away. This is a 1.875 meter part, so let's find the 1.875 meter nose cone, if I can find that fairly quickly. There we go. And is it, yeah, that's the pointy one, don't I? Isn't there a more stubby one? I guess there isn't. Okay, I've never used this. A little surprised I've never used it. Okay, boink, boink, boink. There. Oh, that looks funny. And a Sepratron. Okay. And right here. Now that it's gotten big, I was gonna not worry about the Sepratron when the nose cone was fairly small and just kind of I don't know, just kind of deal with it. But now that it's fairly big, slide that in, slide it down. You can be off center. In fact, you kind of want it to be off center. That is fine. I can probably get away with taking away most of the fuel, or at least half the fuel. Okay, checking the staging now. This is the fairing. That is the Clampetron docking port. That is right. The Sepratron belongs right there, and all that is fine too. Now I'm definitely going to be testing this thing, because it's funny looking. Yeah, I turned down the science reward. The science reward's only 30% of what it normally would be. Okay, let's give this a test. Let's see what happens. This is just fuel barge. I probably have other fuel barges, so I'm going to call it fuel barge N because I don't know what number we're on. And we're going to hit the simulate button, and we're going to try and simulate this from the launch pad and see what happens. Yeah, the center of mass will move because of the antenna. I'm figuring I might deal with it. If it turns out to be problematic in this test, then but usually the reaction wheels are so strong that you can, you know, kind of BS your way past it. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. So, okay. I think the launch thrust weight's a little lower because I didn't adjust it up after I put the antenna on. Right now I'm just happy it's going up. Up is good. Okay, start pitching it over. That's a little bit too much. Oh my gosh, it's a little wayward. It's a little wayward, everybody. Which I'm sure is surprising to absolutely no one. I want to get it on that 90-degree heading here. That's pretty good. It doesn't feel very wobbly, which is good. And I can hear thunder rumbling off. There's our big thunderhead over there. The rate at which it's pitching over seems okay. Okay, how are we doing for... It needs more thrust. It's a little wussy. But I turned down the thrust. I can turn up the thrust limiter just a little bit. That'll probably help. But honestly, it's not bad. I've flown worse. Okay, I'm going to reduce throttle here a little bit. Keep it locked on prograde. Throttle even more. Okay. I'm going to take this right up to orbit because I do want to see, like, if it's a problem with that antenna and all that kind of stuff. The purpose of this rocket is to deliver fuel and scientific equipment, whoops, to a vessel that I have in orbit that is... The plan is to take a few vessels out, a bunch of Kerbals out to Duna and Ike. That is the plan. I got me a feeling I'll be separating this. Maybe not. I'm trying to decide if I'll be separating the fairing or separating this booster first. I got a feeling it'll be the fairing, but I don't think that's a big deal. Just barely. Okay, getting to 50 kilometers, so I'm going to stage the fairing. There we go. Okay, and we are almost dead on the main booster, and then we'll be going on to that Cheetah engine. Okay, probably going to need more thrust here because the Cheetah is quite a bit wimpier than that mainsail. And now I can see whether this is a problem. I'm not sure it is. If I go over to there, you can see that yeah, all of these are pretty centered. It's not like it's fighting for control or anything like that. I can actually reduce throttle. I think she's fine. Nah, it's fine. If it doesn't wobble, I'm not going to push it by going to 4 times physics warp. If it's not wobbling now, why would I push it to go to 4 times physics warp? it's why push it? I don't want it to wobble. It might wobble, but I'm fine with it. It's, you know what? I think this is fine. I can already tell it's fine. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Terminate. Terminate, terminate. Okay. So I think, other than putting up the thrust to weight ratio, I think I'm pretty good. Well, the thrust to weight at launch wasn't bad. 1.38. Let's keep it at that. Okay. So I guess now we launch it for realsies. I mean, for realsies. It's a game, right? Semi-realsies. Now our target is going to be our vehicle. That's what I mean by realsies. All right, so we are heading to U. Set that as target, and it's already coming right below us. That's or right above us already, so that's great. What orbit is this thing? I didn't even look. It is in a 90 by 90 orbit, and quite equatorial. That's kind of amazing. I must have really been thinking about this stuff before. And so I think what I'm going to do, let me think. 90 is not very high. I think I am going to, now, you know what? I'll get it ahead of me and I'll launch below it. I was deciding whether to launch into an orbit above it or into an orbit below it. If I wanted to launch into an orbit above it, I would want to be ahead of it. But I'm going to come into an orbit below it, so I'm going to let it get ahead of me. That's probably far enough. So T and Z and go. And we are off. Once again. And I'm sure that fairing is doing me no favors, but it kind of is what it is. Locked a prograde there. And little bit. Oh, the thunderstorm's behind us to the west. I'm just trying to keep that heading on 90, because it really looks like I actually managed to park that thing into an equatorial orbit. It was a few weeks ago I did that, so I'm forgetting what I did. Okay, it's locked on 90 now. That is good. Pitch over rate is fine. Could be pitching over more, but that's okay. It's not as big a deal as some people make it to be. I'm just going to start reducing throttle a little earlier and getting it falling over a little more quickly than I otherwise would. That's the way you can more naturally deal with the fact that it's going up a little steeply. Just reduce your throttle. Okie doke. Alright, we're off. This hastily slapped together vehicle. You know what's another thing? Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I also have a lander and I also have an ore harvester that are both going to land on Ike and form, I guess, kind of a mini base type of thing, but I realized I don't have a way to connect them. And I'm debating whether or not it might be a good idea to see if I can connect them. But I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. If I'm even going to do it. I'm not sure it's necessary either. The harvester can just do its own thing. And the Kerbals can do their own thing. The other thing I need to think about too is, should I bring the ore scanner along? Should I do that with a separate satellite so I know where the ore is? I noticed when I was mining ore on Minmus that playing on hard mode reduces the ore percentages. So I shouldn't just land on a random place on Ike. There might not be much ore there, and then I got the whole mission's going to be in trouble if that's the case. So I think I should build another vehicle just for the mining ore miner scanner. I can't remember what the whatever it's called. Does that make sense? Oh shoot. Forgot about that. Forgot about my fairing. Okay, on to Cheetah. Mighty Cheetah. More thrust. Yeah, I suppose what I'll do is I'll just connect this whole science module thing. Start reducing the throttle. And then transfer over the fuel and then just deorbit this big monstrosity. Yeah, I got to think about exactly how... Yeah, I think I need to do some scanning for ore. I shouldn't just land in a random place, and I wasn't thinking about that last week, so I probably should be thinking about that now. I do so little of the ore harvesting that every time it's like a new experience. What am I going? Oh yeah, I only want to go for there 72 kilometers. Let's leave it at that. I don't want to get too high, because remember that my target's only in a 90-kilometer orbit, so I'll cut throttle with an apoapsis of 72, and then we'll just push up our periapsis a little bit. Got plenty of fuel, plenty of delta V, not to mention, of course, plenty of fuel in here, because that's the whole point of all this stuff. All right. Okay, let's start throttling up. Maybe a lot more? Yeah, a lot more. I started that a little late. Let's pitch up a bit. Oh shoot, I'm still on. There. Just pitching up a bit to keep that apple wapsers from getting too big. That's good enough. Okay. There's no solar aboard this thing either. There is 1,000 units of electric charge, so that should carry me along. All right, let's plan our transfer over there. Let's get rid of all the stupid communication lines that just seem to be... Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, I got an antenna board. Good. I keep forgetting that in hard mode, you get dark spots, and I have a relay network up here to deal with the dark spots, and then I keep forgetting that I'd done that. I really don't think about this too far. Okay. I got me a feeling I'm going to have to do an orbit before. Maybe not. Pop to the next orbit. There we go. Just kind of time this out a little bit. Makes it worse. That's getting better. 0.7, 0.6. 0.6 seems to be as good as she's going to get. Okay. So that burn's coming up in just less than an hour. Turn down the thrust limiter on this motor because it's only was a 1 second burn. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Do the scanning from a polar orbit with that M whatever scanner. Mark some spots on the ground, which would be good landing spots. And then call it. So I think we're going to have to be building another vessel. Like I don't have enough as it is. Okay, here we go. Not a long burn, so I'm only going to half throttle. Okay, I'm just looking at the intersect distance at the bottom left. There we go. 580 meters separation in about 13 minutes. Let's get over there. All right, we're about 2 minutes away. There it is. Close the distance a little bit. Give a little bit more on this. There we go. Okay, 40, 30, 20, 10. There, we're under 10 meters closest approach. I think that'll do fine. Be there in just under 2 minutes. All right, so this slapped together ugly vehicle kind of did get the job done, so I can't really complain. And for those people that missed the very beginning of this stream, you'll be seeing my vehicle that's here to get my Kerbals over to Duna. once we shed a little velocity here. Control from here. There is a docking port on that guy somewhere. Set that as a target. Why did you flip around like that on me? Slow down a little more. Become a little. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I overdid that. Let's just use RCS at this point. Oh shoot! I did not. I usually go through all of these and turn off the yaw, pitch, and roll. I just forgot. Let's see if we can do this real quick. So that it doesn't use monopropellant when you go to adjust attitude. Saves you a lot of fuel when you do that. How are we doing? We're doing okay. And then this one. Yeah, pitch roll. Okay. Okay, how's our approach? I think our approach looks pretty good. Ooh, got very strong reaction wheels. I'm thinking I'm actually needing to come this way a bit more. And that way. That looks better. There we go. Well, hi there, John C. Glad you're able to catch up. Do you know how the attitude control works on the ISS? Do they have some kind of large reaction wheels? No, I suspect it's... I'm actually not 100% sure, so I shouldn't speak out of turn. I do know that the reaction wheels in KSP are ridiculously overpowered. So I suspect they actually just use... I know they use the spacecrafts, particularly the Soyuz spacecraft, to boost it now and again. Slow down a bit. Keep pushing the wrong way, that way. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought I was... My mistake. I was deceived. I thought... Silly 2D screen. There we go. Alright. Oh, what? That's... There we go. That took more effort than it should have. Okay, so the first step in all of this is... Oh, I got some... Let's turn off these reaction wheels. Toggle the torque. You're going to get that over flimsy docking ports and reaction wheels fighting with each other. Let's toggle the torque in here too. And that should hopefully stop. I could time warp, but it should be okay. Should be okay. So what we want to do is we want to start filling up all the tanks here. So let's starting with these core ones. So there's that one. There's that one. I think there's only the two. Yeah. Let's start with those two. Okay, and we're just going to empty these one by one. Empty that out. Empty that one out. That's the problem with all these little ones. I always don't think about until all of a sudden I'm here going, oh, this is going to be a pain. I could have a mod like TAC Fuel Balancer, which was one of those mods I kept going back and forth on, but now that I'm as late as I am in the stream, I'm not going to use, you know, I'm not going to be installing anymore. So we'll just... There. There. Oh, those are full now. Okay. Pin that. Take those two. Let's go to these big ones. That one and that one. It should be able to fill the whole thing. Now, did I do all the one? I've lost track of where I was. There, this one. There we go. Out. And out. So I think I've gone all the way around that ring. Now the ring forward of that. Okay. And this one. I'm a new sub and been watching your KSP videos. Just wanted to say how much I've enjoyed them and keep doing what you're doing, man. Okay, thank you very much there, Damnation. I appreciate the words of encouragement. I shall keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, I think that takes care of all of the little tanks. Okay, now I'm on to these big core tanks. So that takes care of that. And now all I got left are the little tanks here. And I got a lot of them, so why don't we just click on all of them. That one. That one. That one. Oh, sun's coming up. Man, how many of these did I have? Maybe just do all the ones on one side, because there looks like I got just as many on the other side, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. What kind of masochist am I to do this to myself? All right. Out. Okay, we can do a little time warping here. Speed this along. All right, that is all those little guys. Stop that. Off, 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 off. Oh, I'm still time warping. There we go. Okay, so I think that's all of... Did I miss... I just want to check that I didn't miss any. Nope. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. Oh, there's one. Okay, I did miss one. And... Oh, it did just make it. There we go. Okay, so these are all full on that side. Now I got the same thing, unfortunately, on this side. So 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so finish off that tank, and there should be one more full tank right here. Yep. Out. And this should finish this off. That's my last tank. Hopefully. Hopefully this should finish this all off. It's going to make it. Okay, that is good. Let's close all these windows. Okay, and this thing's now done its job, so I'm going to leave the little science package behind. We'll probably move this antenna somewhere else once we get a Kerbal up here. An engineer will move that, but I'm just going to undock. Whoops, that went kind of funny. Oh, I guess this has no reaction wheels, does it? Toggle torque. Okay, and just to do a quick look, make sure this thing should be all full. Yeah, you can see the full tanks there. It's all full there. Electric charge is all full. That should be good. And then I'm just going to simply just deorbit this thing. Right, there's nothing I'm forgetting. There's nothing I'm forgetting. There's nothing I'm forgetting. Alright, so that's going to just impact Kerbal, blow up in the atmosphere. Let's get back to the Space Center. Alright, now we are going into here. Now the problem, we got some thunder rumbles. The problem that I have, I want to build something that's going to take, okay, this is my ore hauler. I got, this thing has 3,000, oh wait, 7,000. But I don't know. I think I got to make myself a new budget. I erased all my Duna budget numbers, so I'm hoping people will be okay if I just kind of do this on the side real quick. Get out a... Actually, I know where I got it. Sorry. I'm opening up a browser, but I think I got it. Yes, there it is. Here, I can actually open... just so people can see what I'm doing. What are we looking at here? That's not what I want. This one? That's it. Close that one. Okay. And, boy, I'm fumbling a little bit. Let's make it bigger. There we go. So this is the Delta V map. So I just want to add up my trip to Duna. Actually, specifically my trip to Ike. There we go. So I'm just going to get out a calculator from low Kerbal orbit, just so I have a budget for my scanner. So it's 930. You just got to follow, for those people that have never done this before, you just follow the path. Plus 130 to get the thingy with Duna. Intercept. That's the word I'm looking for. I always like to add on these, even though it's really trivial sometimes, but sometimes it's not, these little plane change guys. That's 10 plus 250 to get the elliptical capture. Then it's another 30 to get an intercept with Ike. Then it's 150 to get an orbit about Ike. That's exactly 1,500 meters per second, so that's a nice number. I'm just writing that down. Get rid of this, and we'll come back to here. Okay, so new. I want to build something with about 1,500 meters per second, and I want to, let's use this again. I want to use I think this is all I need. I know there are other scanners for scanning in greater detail and all that kind of stuff, but I honestly think if I can just get the general ore region and just plunk it in the region, I don't want to get into, like, I'm not going to get into the surface scanning and no. I think I'm going to be good just with that. Okay, so we want to get this, that lock on there. Yeah, I did. We want to get this thing over there. So deploy scanner. 1500 meters per second. That's not too much. What if I put some sort of just fairing under this? Oh, I got some funny things happening with the fairings. Let's go with a 1.875 meter fairing. I think that should fit under there, okay. And under that, let's put some solar panels on this thing. I don't think it needs a lot, right? I'm trying to remember. Let's just use these guys. I'm sure they'll be fine. 2 of those, like that. We'll put on a Z1000 battery bank, which I'm sure will be fine for batteries, like that. And now we'll just put some fuel under this. It'll have reaction wheels for torque. An antenna. Needs an antenna. What did I use? This is going to be the Ike Ore scanner. There will be a nearby relay, but I probably shouldn't depend on it. Let me just look to see what I did with other things. What did I do with the Ike Lander? I think I just put a Communitron on this because I think I was depending on there being a relay nearby. Yeah, and that'll have Kerbals in it anyway, so that's no way to judge. The Ore Hauler. What did I put on it for an antenna? I'm hoping I put on a better antenna than just a Communitron. That'll tell me what antenna. Oh, look at that. There it is. Okay. It is the HG55. That's what we're going to use. Okay. So open up. Ore scanner. There we go. So the HG55 is going to be our antenna. I just need one. I'm having trouble just selecting one. There we go. That should do. Alright, now I just need to put some fuel under this. What happens if I do that and a cheetah? Let's get started with that. Oh, that is already a ton of thrust. 1500 meters per second is the entire mission budget from LKO to Duna orbit. I'll probably let it do about another 1,000 of that, so I only need about 2,500 meters per second. Jeepers creepers, I'm thinking let's get a smaller tank. I might be scaling this down. This is probably too... Can I get away with something like a Terrier? I'm seriously considering it. Yeah, I can definitely get away with a Terrier. But 2,500 meters per second, that is still a ton of thrust. Can I get away with a smaller engine still? Don't tell me I can put a spark on the bottom of this. Certainly can. 0.98 is enough of a thrust to weight ratio. Need a little bit more fuel, but not a lot. Let's stick on that 1.875 meter little engine plate. Do that, throw that away. I need just a little bit more fuel. Might end up going with a pair of sparks. Where can I sneak in just a smidge of fuel? That's it. In here. What about... Stop it. Gonna go with the double attachment nodes. 2 of them. There. I like it. I like it. Just like that. That's my baby. I don't think I'm missing anything. I really don't think I am missing anything. So, do that, do that, do that. We'll build a booster under this. Retract. Retract. Build that fairing out. Get around that awkwardly placed antenna. Come on. Scroll up. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this just needs a booster under it. I did put an engine plate under this thing, so that should all be good. That should be good. That should be good. That should be good. Let's stick with the 1.875 meter size for now. Can I get away with just something like this? Make this a little shorter. You can make it probably shorter still. A little stumpy rocket. Bobcat. So I'm looking for a total budget. Let's see, 1,500, 3,600 to get into orbit. So 15 plus 36 is 51. I don't trust my mental arithmetic. Yeah, 5,100 meters per second. I'm at 5,155. I got a more than adequate thrust to weight ratio at launch. Am I better off with oh wait, this is a 2.5 meter part, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh heck, just do the Bobcat. Do the Bobcat. Why am I having trouble with that? There we go. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. Just turn down the TWR on this. Oh, I'm turning down the gimbal limit. There it is. There we are. I'm not even sure I'm going to test this. I think I'm just going to kind of go for it. There we go. That's it. Bum, 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 bum. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think this thing should be able to get the Duna, should be able to communicate, has electricity, can generate power, attitude control. I think we're good. So I'm going to save this. So let us... I think I got all the vessels that I need. So... Oh, I know what I was going to do. I knew there was something. I was thinking of... What time is it in the stream? I was thinking of... Okay, this is my lander. I'll show people what I'm thinking. Let's just... What did I do to myself here? Okay, that makes sense. This is my lander. Start extended. Okay, I'm going to just throw this into an action group, just very temporarily. Not just for... You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. I want to see if I can connect the lander to the Ore processor, if there's a simple way for me to do that. If there isn't, I'm going to give up. But I'm going to start by throwing this into a subassembly. That's what I meant. I said action group, didn't I? This is my Ike Lander. Save. Okay, new. Don't save. And then this is my Ore Hauler, or Harvester / Ore Hauler. And what I would love to be able to do, let's extend its landing legs, is I would love, let's switch over to here. Oh my gosh, where'd it go? What are you doing way up in the ceiling, man? What I would love to do is see if there's a way. Why is this? There we go. To attach these two together. So where's my? There's my Ike Lander. Now the Ike Lander does have. Oh, why is the docking port? Why did that come out like that? The docking port has a weird rotation to it. Hang on a second. Let's save. I'm going to call this arc base. Save this. Go new. Back to here. Something weird happened when I Ike Lander. There we go. Start extended. Let's make that the root part. Can I just drag that into an action? I can. Do here. Actually, here. Delete the old one. Okay, new. Don't save. Back to here. Open up. Ike Ore Base. Ike Lander. Why is that docking port doing that? That really bothers me. So what I was hoping, but now I'm kind of dubious whether I should even bother. Also, the camera's being very strange. Is to see if there's a way to connect these two together once they've landed. But what's bothering me is the way that docking port is behaving. And I'm thinking I might just leave well enough alone. And just give it up. I think I'm going to give it up. I was thinking, what I was thinking when that docking port was still there and not being all glitchy and weird on me, is building some sort of, you know, maybe with a piston and another docking port that could extend and connect these two together. But now that it's being all weird, I'm just going to say screw it. I'm just going to say screw it. So, let's go to the Space Center. Get out of here. Let's get out of here. Now, I'm not going to try the grabbing unit. I don't like using the grabbing unit for that kind of stuff. I find it, I don't know, brutal. It just doesn't seem like a kind way. All I hear in my mind is metal crunching when you do that kind of thing. But also, you still got to get them somehow to connect, and I don't want to put them on wheels. I'm overthinking, overdoing. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm simply going to time warp to this Duna window. And then we'll start bringing up our crew. Remember that this is like 6 days ahead. So oh, I can't do a quick save. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll just time warp. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to start time warping. You know what? I shouldn't do it from here. That's just... It forces me to have to give a... I'm not installing any more mods, Oliver. No, I'm not doing that. No, none of that's going to happen. So we're going to watch this from here. Okay, so let's start time warping till that alarm comes up. So we should be seeing... Yeah, I can see now what's happening. Is Kerbin's passing Duna. It's got to come all the way around. Unfortunately, I should have installed better time warp. I remember that during the Comet mission. I said I should install better time warp. And did I install better time warp? No, I didn't install better time warp. But now I can see why it's, you know, almost 2 years away. We had just missed a window. But the ejection angle, the phase angle you need is 44 degrees. And again, how that works, you connect Kerbal to the sun, you connect Duna to the sun, you measure in a counterclockwise direction. And when that angle from Kerbal to the line that goes to Duna is 44 degrees, that means you're at your launch window. So it's going to take us a little bit to get there. Now we're just going to send all these crafts on their way and cross our fingers and hope for the best. What do we got? We got still over a year. Still over a year. Year, 90 days. I'm trying to remember when I did the whole comet thing, how long it took. I think it took like... it was like 13, 14-year mission. It was something stupid like that. This one shouldn't be so long. We just got to get to our window here. What do we got? Now it's just getting to a year. And Kerbal is almost directly in opposition to Duna. Getting close to it. No, I think the game did fine. Sometimes the game skips a launch window and does all kinds of weird things, but I think it found us a good transfer. Okay. Drank 240 days to go. And yeah, KAS is, I love the, it's been so long since I've used KAS. Maybe that's something, well, then again, I gotta wait until, no, I'm not gonna use KAS. Because I have to hold off the launching of the vehicles till I can get the parts on. But I love the fuel pipes that you get in KAS. And you can basically connect anything to anything, which is great. And it is great for having modules on a surface and just kind of stringing pipes between them all. So you can transfer resources and all that kind of stuff. Now you can see we're getting close. 40 days to go. Again, this angle here. Now I should... Let's just stop the time warping for a second here. If I open up Kerbal Engineer from here... I think I gotta do a new custom section. Won't open. Control bar. Edit this. And put in the phase angle. Oh, phase angle's there. Okay. If I select Kerbal, there we go. Select Duna as a target. Oh, I can't select it as a target from here? Oh! No, use Kerbal as a reference. How do you do this again? Select Duna as a target. I should be able to do it from here, but let's edit this just real quick. Target selector. There. No, it's there. Selected target is Kerbal. Reference is Kerbal. Oh, no, it's right. I am right. Never mind. My reference is Kerbal, but my selected target is Duna. It is actually measuring the phase angle. Right now, it's 57 degrees. So if I connect Kerbal to the sun, Duna to the sun, that angle there is 57 degrees. We should, after this time warping, it should be pretty close to 44 degrees. And all of a sudden, I just stopped trusting the game's auto thing. 52 degrees. Remember, I stopped 6 days early, too. So this is making some sense. All right, we're going to do some launching. All right, yeah, we are definitely at the right window. Good, 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 good. Let's just delete and close the alarm. Oh, I'd already set it up here. I had 2 alarms going. Oh my gosh. Take the control bar off. Take that off. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to be launching a whole pile of vehicles here. That's the plan. And we're going to open up our Ike. We'll start with our Ike Ore Scanner. This is the one I didn't test, but I think it should be okay, so we're just going to launch it. Okay, and we just need to put this thing into orbit, so let's go. I love that sort of squealy noise that the Bobcat makes that when it spools up. It's pretty funky. It's a nice touch. Okay, pitching over. Oh, there is a lot of reaction torque in this one. It is pretty twitchy. Alright, and again, just going for a 90-degree heading. There we go. We are good. Little stumpy little guy. And we'll get it up into orbit, and we will set up the whole transfer and all of that sort of business. All should be good. We're going to go for an 80-kilometer orbit. Boy, I'm not touching anything, and the sort of rate of pitch over is just about perfect. All right, and again, at about 55 seconds, we're going to start reducing that throttle. Fall over more naturally. All right. And like I was mentioning at the beginning of this stream, for those people that might be joining it a little bit late, I'm looking at, after this stream, 3 more streaming opportunities before I hit the summer, and I am not going to be around my PC for the summer. So I do have a gaming laptop that I'm going to set up so I can keep doing the tutorial videos, the walkthrough and tutorial videos, but I don't have a good enough internet to do streaming. So I'm really hoping that in the next few streams this mission can get finished off, because I will not be streaming over the summer, and the plan is after the summer we'll be on to something else. Okay, I got a feeling this time I am going to be staging the... Yeah, I gotta stage the fairing. Okay, fairing, and onto the twin spark engines. Look at that. That looks great. Twin spark engines is going to do this. What's left here is going to do everything else. It's sort of hard to believe, really. This is going to do the whole transfer to Duna, get to Ike, poor orbit about Ike, the whole shebang. Am I done with the RP1 series? No, the plan, the RP1 series is on hiatus, and the plan is to resume that in September. But I will be putting the career mode walkthrough and tutorial series on hold in September. And then I'm going to try and alternate between the two. Is kind of going to be my idea. Hopefully that will kind of work out. I don't have the time to do both those series at the same time, that's for sure. Alright. Okay, I'm going to stop reducing throttle here and just kind of let this thing build up its apoapsis. Didn't put any lights on it. Always regret not putting lights on things. Well, I'm very glad you had a... It's a lot, RP1. And I am a rookie. Like, when I'm going forward in that series, I'm doing stuff I've never seen it before. I'm not playing ahead, which probably is to my detriment. And I find with really complex games like that, I find stopping and restarting is a pretty common experience. But of course, that gets people frustrated if they're following you along in a series. You know, they don't want to see you stop. But I think it's pretty common to go, oh man, I should have done this instead of doing that, and now I can feel myself kind of falling behind. I kind of want to restart it all over again. I gotta fight the urge to do that. Okay, so we are, whoa, camera, hello. We are 70 kilometers just about on the apoapsis. I'm gonna cut it at 80. There we go. I'm a little bit still kind of in the atmo here, aren't I? Probably was reducing... Well, that's good. That'll do fine. Probably was reducing my thrust a little too much. I just gave myself a little bit more on the apoapsis because I knew it was going to be coming down. Probably shouldn't have reduced my thrust as much as I did. That's okay. It's a minor thing. Just means I got a time warp at 4 times speed until I'm out of the atmosphere. Almost there. 69 kilometers. Okay, 70 kilometers. Let's open up this antenna. Extend that antenna. We can extend our solar panels. All right. We're still about 6 minutes away from apoapsis, so let's get there and finish off our insertion. Still got 1,782 meters per second left. I'll use a little bit here, but not very much. And remember that my budget was about 1,500 meters per second, so I think I'm fine for getting this thing to orbit about Ike. That's good. Okay. Let's see if I can use the little maneuver tooly thing. So we want to go to Duna. Create the maneuver, and nope, maneuvers in 5 days. I saw this 25 years, but of course it's looking at the game clock. That's why. That's the raw time. The burn's coming up in just under 6 days, which is just about perfect. It's 1,070. Let's go out here and see if we can do a little bit of tweaking. So we'll focus our view on Duna. And at this point, the only tweaking I really want to do, I can see I'm coming quite a bit to the north of Duna. We'll do that with a mid-course correction. The only tweaking you really want to do is prograde, retrograde, maybe with the timing a little bit, but I bet you the timing is probably fine. So I'm kind of leaning towards just, yeah, more or less just leaving it. Yeah, that was a mistake, even changing the time by 1 second. Oh, I can change the time by 1 second that way. We'll leave it. It's good. It's good. Okay, so that burn's coming up in 5 days and 5 hours, so let's set up an alarm for it. We're going to have a lot of alarms coming up here. Let's take all these off. I think these are auto-made alarms. That's where they're coming from. Okay, let's create an alarm for this maneuver. And give me 15 minutes warning on it. And this is for Ike Scanner Transfer. Add that alarm. Okay, next vessel. Back to the Space Center we go. It's funny, I've been going into vehicle assembly, but I don't have to do that. I can pick them from here, right? Let's do the Ike Lander next. Nobody aboard, please. And launch. Alrighty, and again, all we're doing is going into orbit, so I can just know window to wait for. Let's do it. So, oh, okay. Check your staging. Nothing seemed to have come from that. My T is off. Wow. Okay. Okay, that is a little bit. Let's pull it over here. Come on. Come up. That was a really sloppy. Okay, lock it on prograde. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but the staging was messed up. It is too far to the north, so I gotta push this up towards the south. Try and get that onto a 90-degree heading, but somehow the launch clamps and engines were the wrong way around. Okay, I seem to be under control now. How is the rest of this? Oh, I must have the whole fairing thing on an action group. Again, just trying to keep it on 90 here. Yoich! Oh, reduce throttle. So this one was built last week. Not last week, 2 weeks ago, because I skipped a week. You see it's got the twin bore pushing it up. The lander is hiding underneath that fairing. And this is a crude lander. Just to get Kerbals down to Ike, and that's going to be all for science. This mission should most certainly allow me to finish off the tech tree. Okay, we seem to be doing all right. Yikes! That start kind of unnerved me, though. I'm wondering what other hidden surprises does this thing have. It looks like there's an engine here. Yeah. And then the... Okay, I should stage the fairing. That should be on 5. Oh, it is, too! That's exciting. Do I have lights on this guy? I do. Oh. On to our next motor. Looks like a poodle. I did build this thing. Alright. I think the next one I might give a little once-over over the staging before I fly it. That was a little unnerving. Okay. But it's all good. It's all fine. This should... Oh, yeah, it's got all the sciencey stuff on it. That's what's important. Okay, again, going for an 80-kilometer orbit. We're getting pretty close to that now. Let's reduce throttle a little bit, get some more energy into that periapsis. And then I got one more. Well, I got one more vehicle to launch the hauler, The, sorry, yeah, the Ore Hauler. And then we got to bring up some Kerbals. Yeah, what's funny though is I know I tested this last week, so I'm very kind of, no, again, last stream 2 weeks ago. So I'm very kind of confused how that staging got messed up. I'm sure if I went over the stream in detail, I would find the exact spot where I messed it up. But anyway, that's 80. So let's get ourselves a little bit closer. Got a little bit more energy to put into this thing. I'm going to turn down the gimbal limit. I hate the way the poodle gets all twitchy. Go. Just going to put it onto the normal vector for solar panel purposes. And we are going to... It says RC... Oh yeah, it has RCS and everything on it. I'm so paranoid. Okay, let's set up again that Duna, get to Duna thing. So going to Duna and create. So again, coming up in 5 days. It looks like the exact same one that the other one set up. Let's check it, make sure it's okay. Focus it on Duna. Again, I can see I'm coming a bit towards the north. That's okay. I can see I could want to come in a little closer. So let's see if we can tweak. Maybe just with timing, actually. Can I put... Oh, that's the wrong way. If I get a little bit this way, yeah, that's a little better right there. Be a little more retrograde. And again, we'll use a mid-course correction to bring this down. That looks good to me. All right, so that's coming up in 5 days, 5 hours. Let's again set up an alarm. And again, it sets up automatically this alarm. There's probably a toggle that I'm missing. We're going to close that. We're going to create an alarm. I just don't trust anything automatic. And this is for the maneuver, 15-minute warning. This is for the Ike Lander. Ike Lander transfer. Okay. Add alarm. And there's about 10 minutes difference between the two, so hopefully that'll give me enough time to jump from one to the other. And back to the Space Center we go. We got one more launch. Okay. One more launch in our Kerbals, I should say. Now let's warp to sunrise because I don't want to do this night. And I'm going to try this again. So this is going to be the Ore Hauler. Okay, and we will launch. And this time I'm going to look at my staging. I think we've all been there with staging issues and stuff. I just don't know. Oh well, and nothing came of it. Could have gone a lot worse. Okay. And here we are. A little bit of puddle out there from a recent mail. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Again, the fairing must be on an action group. So let's do it. This time we got ourselves the Mammoth liquid fuel engine on the bottom. Clearly lifting a much heavier payload. That onto the prograde vector. And here we go for round 3. A little bit, trying to keep that on 90. Seems to be bouncing on either side of it. Oh, I should look at my there we go. Okay, good, good, good. Everything is looking fine. This is again another vessel that I built in the previous stream, so all of a sudden I'm like, don't really remember what I did. But I don't see the fairing in the staging diagram, which means I must have attached it to an action group. Let's reduce throttle. Being asked, what advice do you have for starting your RP1 save? Oh, I don't know. I was able to do the car. I'm not, you know, like, I'm not sure I'm in a position to give that much advice when it comes to RP1. Like, I'm sort of fumbling my way through it as well. So any advice I have, I mean, one thing that I did, I know the very first time I played with the game, is just not hire enough people, not hire enough engineers, not hire enough scientists. So staying ahead of that, but now I know in my current RP1 game where I left it off, I was starting to get into some pretty significant financial issues. Having problems with getting the necessary funds to upgrade the launch complex in order to launch some bigger rockets. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't do any better than that. I've not played a lot of RP1, and virtually all of the RP1 I have played, you can see in video. I've not played it much outside of that. I just realized a potential problem. Maybe it's not a problem. I'll go check on it in a... Oops. Next stage. Ooh, this one's featuring one of those, the twin wolfhounds. I like it. Is the antenna on the lander? I am not 100% sure what I did for that. I was thinking about using a Communitron and a relay, but then I think, oh my gosh, it's got to make the transfer out there on its own. Might have done something stupid. But it's not before I can fix it, but I'll check it before I end up getting this guy into orbit. Any lights on this? Doesn't look like it. This is lightless. Oh well. So this is actually the main part of the mission, right? Remember, the contract is to acquire 2,050 units of fresh ore from Ike and then put that ore into orbit of Duna. And this thing is capable of doing this all on its own. I'm actually pretty convinced I don't need to send Kerbals there at all. I just kind of did because I wanted to. But I could have done this contract. This is the thing that's actually doing the contract. So this is the heart and soul of this thing. Alright. And then we'll go take a look at that lander, because I think... You think there's a folding dish antenna on the lander? I certainly hope you're right, John. We will go look for it. Alright. Almost at an 80-kilometer apoapsis. I think budget-wise, all these guys are in good shape. 79. Oh, I'm already getting the camera thing. And actually, while I'm thinking about antennas, let's deploy this guy right now. Extend the antenna. Whoa, 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 whoa. Getting a little overzealous with the time warping, but I think it's okay. They don't have much to do here. Okay, that's close enough to 80 by 80. And does this thing have... Uh-oh, speaking of oversights. Oh, whew, there we go. Extend solar panels. Extend solar panels. Okay, so hopefully that should be okay. Is that what I put on here? That all of these, this is a 3x2 as well. Okay. All right. I'm sure I had reasons for thinking along those lines. Okay, let's roll this way. And let's again. Here we go. Duna. Create. Same thing in just under 6 days. Okay, focus view. A little bit overcooking this time. So I can bring it back a little. Again to the north, that just seems to be the common pattern. Must be something to do with Duna's inclination. Duna's orbit is a little bit inclined. Alright, we're good with that. And so that is coming up. Now, I should pay attention to the timing. I can always adjust the timing of the burn a little bit if this ends up being too close to the other one. So let's create an alarm for this maneuver. Actually, while I'm doing it, let's take that one out. And give again 15 minutes warning. I can always push it to the next orbit. That might be the thing to do. This is the Ike Ore Hauler. Transfer. And add the alarm. Now, what kind of... Oh, no, we're quite a ways off from these other ones. That's great. It does look like it's hours later. Isn't that interesting? Okay, let's go over to this guy and switch to the Ike Lander. Because I'm worried about the antenna. Okay. Yeah. Where did I even put a frickin' Communitron on this? There's a Communitron. So there's a Communitron 16. I really think that isn't going to cut it. Extend the antenna. What I should have done was put one of those folding dish antennas on this stage. Because once everything is in orbit, then this can hook on with the relay that's going to be on the mothership. But this thing needs to get out there on its own, so I don't think I should depend on just the Communitron, because they might be too far apart for that. So I think I'm going to make a note to myself. It's still, I mean, it's not ejecting out of here for another 5 days. So what I can easily do is just send up some Kerbals, get an engineer, attach an antenna onto this thing, and then I think it'll be good. So I think I'm going to make that the plan coming up, but I'm looking at the time of the stream and I'm thinking this is probably going to have to be the time I'm going to end this one. I am going to be streaming again on Thursday. We'll pick right up with this. I got to get some Kerbals up here. We're going to put an antenna on this thing, and then we'll get ready to be able to send it on its way. I also still got to bring up the crew for the actual mothership. We haven't even picked our crew yet. They need to come up. I got to get an engineer to move some stuff around on that thing as well. And then we'll just send them all out towards Duna. So next stream is going to be the actual doing the whole mission thing. Maybe not quite getting them back, but at least the whole, I should be able to get them to Ike. But that's all going to have to be for Thursday. So in the meantime, I'm going to thank everybody in the chat. Thank everybody who's watching this at a later date. Extra special thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members who support the channel directly, and to all the people that support the channel indirectly by engaging with the content. That's what the algorithm loves, the liking and leaving comments and all of that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, have yourself a fantastic couple of days, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Bye, everybody.